Yeah, as mentioned, I do conflict transformation for a living. And what I have for you this morning is a short story, something close to my heart, real to life, about a moment of vulnerability, a scary honesty. So this was a couple years ago. End of summer's coming, there's that nip in the air. I wanted to do a solo venture, so I headed down to southern Kananaskis country, beyond Astor, north over Ridge, overlooking the Palisar, wild territory. Left late in the day, went around Hidden Lake, up the head wall. Darkness was coming in, so I just bivouacked in the rocks above tree line. Early in the morning, there was a bit of rain, and I was in the shadow of the mountains, so I just decided I'll pack up wet and I'll dry off later in the day. And that's what I did. A couple hours later, out of the shadows, bluebird sky. Just a gorgeous day. So I took my backpack and my bivouac sack and my gear, and my clothes were all wet from hiking through the underbrush. So I said, why not? So I peeled them off and hung them on the bushes, butt naked, freedom in the hills, feeling really good. Had a little nap, stretched out, made myself a sandwich, and I'm kind of sitting back, eyes half closed, and all of a sudden I hear this woof, woof, and I look up, and there on the slope above me is a grizzly, and he's coming at me in full gallop, rippling, a beautiful specimen, guard hairs glinting golden in the sun. I started to my feet, and the time it took me to get up, he had covered 300 yards. We were 15 feet apart. We both stood up tall, instant recoil. You know that thing that happens when you go in cold water? He sidled 10 feet to the left so that he was completely downwind of me. We were sizing each other up. He started to do that lip curl thing where he's breathing me in. It felt like my whole soul was exposed, doubly naked. There's no way I was playing dead. Too big, too close. He growled that there was tension building. It's amazing at moments like this how you kind of snap to this space of being very present. Your mind goes a mile a minute. Your whole life flashes before your eyes. What you've done, what you haven't done, what's precious to you. And somewhere in there, too, you begin to wonder, okay, what's up for him? What's he caring about? He doesn't know about Y2Y or conservation efforts. He just knows that there's a human being in his living space, and quite unlike anyone he's seen before. In that reflection, in that moment of reflection, it really dawned on me how in this moment our lives were totally interlocked. That what was at stake for my life was also his life was at stake. If anything happened to me, what would happen to him? And at the same time, the sense that he had every right to be angry or confused or frustrated, maybe even scared. He dropped all fours and he hit the ground, growled again. It was like a charge was imminent. This was the moment of reckoning, the moment of truth. I swallowed hard. I'd been big in my posture this whole time, not showing any weakness. And in this moment, I felt this wave of connection and compassion and caring about this bear. I didn't want this for him, and almost a sense of humility came upon me, and I did what I didn't expect to do. I diverted my gaze, and I turned my head deliberately to the side and exposed my vulnerability. It was like there was this instant diffusion of energy. The deadlock had been broken. At first, he didn't really seem happy about it, but all the same, he grumbled, stiff-legged, and then he kind of turned and swaggered over the knoll. And I swept up my stuff and, in my nakedness, scrambled down the slope across the creek, looked back, saw him watching me. My legs started to jitter. And what this story has really come to mean to me would be something like this. Imagine how many times in our interactions with each other do we posture? Do we put on fronts? Do we put on pretense? Not only in our actions, but even in our words. And what would the world be like? What would the world be like if we showed up with a little more vulnerability, a little more of that scary honesty? What would the world be like if we showed up just a little more naked? Thank you.